I'm going to describe a scene to you, and you will tell me if it is yours. You arrive home after a day that wasn't bad but wasn't good either. It was just another day. You sit on the sofa, pick up your phone, and start scrolling. Video after video, post after post, without looking for anything specific, without truly absorbing anything. 30 minutes pass, an hour, and when you finally put the device down, you feel something that isn't rest. It is a weight. As if that time you just spent wasn't neutral, as if it cost something. And the truth that no one tells you is that it actually did. Not because of the wasted time, but because every minute you spend avoiding what you carry is a minute in which that which lives inside you exerts pressure without finding an exit. And this pressure has a name, a history of millennia, and very real consequences for your health, your relationships, and the way you experience every day of your life. In the next few minutes, I will show you what this pressure is, where it comes from, and what happens when you finally stop running from it and accept the weight of who you are. If this channel has already made you see something that was hidden in plain sight, subscribe now. Because this video is going to name something you feel every day and never knew what to call. Let's go by what you are feeling. And here I need to be precise because precision is what transforms vague discomfort into an actionable diagnosis. First symptom, weight without a load. You feel heavy, but when you look at your life objectively, you find no proportional reason. You are not carrying more responsibilities than usual. You are not sick. You are not in an acute financial crisis. And yet, there is a weight you feel in your body, in your shoulders, in your chest, in your stomach, that does not correspond to any identifiable external circumstance. The Fundação Dom Cabral, analyzing stress patterns in Brazilian leaders, published data revealing that professionals in high-capacity positions report a specific type of fatigue that does not correlate with the objective workload. The research identified that this fatigue is more correlated with the degree of misalignment between the activity performed and the activity the individual considers meaningful. In other words, the weight you feel does not come from what you carry.
Attention, you need to prepare now. I put together an exclusive resource for those who feel set apart for something greater, but live surrounded by noise, distractions, and mental overload. This is a 30-day journey that will transform your life, a guided path to armor your mind and prepare for what's coming, with daily practices of focus, boundaries, and discipline. Stop negotiating with the noise. Learn to spot distractions before they control you and strengthen your mind. Also available in an immersive audio version. Over 10,000 readers have already transformed their lives through the 30-day journey. Thousands of people have already started this transformation. People like you who were tired of living in the fog, ordinary people who decided to stop accepting mental chaos. Take advantage of this limited time offer only this month. Access your link just below in the pinned comment.
It comes from what you should be carrying and are not. It is the phantom weight of absent purpose. Second symptom, the sophisticated escape. You don't run away like a desperate person runs, panicked, sprinting. You escape with elegance. You escape in the form of productivity, of constant busyness, of one more course, one more project, one more goal that isn't really yours, but that fills the space and gives you the temporary sensation of moving forward. Researchers from the postgraduate program in psychology at the Federal University of Rio Grande do Sul identified a behavioral pattern they termed procrastination by substitution. The phenomenon where an individual avoids the central task of their existence by replacing it with secondary tasks performed with high performance. The person is not standing still, they are extremely active. But the intense activity functions as a smokescreen for the fact that the most important thing remains untouched. You know what that thing is. You know because it appears in the intervals, in the 5 seconds between one task and another, in the shower, in traffic, in the instant before falling asleep, when all the smoke screens dissipate and only you and the silence remain. And in that silence, the weight returns. Third symptom, the feeling that time is passing in a different way. Not faster, different. As if each day that passes without you doing that thing increases an internal pressure that is already at its limit. It is not a fear of aging. It is something more specific. The perception that there is a window, not a mystical window with a cosmic expiration date, but a real window of your energy, your health, your availability, and that this window will not stay open forever. The Brazilian Society of Psychology has published studies showing that the perception of temporal finitude, the awareness that time is limited, intensifies significantly from the age of 35 and functions as one of the main triggers for the reassessment of existential priorities. It is not a midlife crisis, it is lucidity. It is the moment the penny drops. I do not have infinite time, and I am spending what I have on things that do not correspond to what I carry. If these symptoms hit you, leave a like now, because when you like it, this video reaches other people who are feeling this same nameless weight, and today, this weight will receive a name. Now let's get to the cause, and here I open the concept I promised in the previous video, which explains both the weight and the escape. The word is kavod, K-A-V-O-D. In Hebrew, kavod is generally translated as glory. When the Bible speaks of the glory of God filling the temple, the word is kavod. When the Psalms say the heavens declare the glory of God, the word is kavod. But here is what transforms everything. The root of kavod is KVD, which means weight, heavy. Kavod is not brightness, kavod is weight. When the scriptures say the glory of God filled the temple, what it is saying is that the weight of the divine presence was so dense, so substantial, that no one could stand. It wasn't light, it was gravity. It wasn't a spectacle, it was density. Now apply this to you. Remember the tselem, the original impression we discussed in the previous video. The tselem is not light, it has kavod, it has weight. That which you carry, the irreproducible combination of gifts, experiences, wounds, and perceptions that constitutes who you are, is not an abstract idea floating on some spiritual plane. It is substance. It has gravity. It demands space. And when you don't give space to this weight, when you try to live too lightly, when you escape into your phone, when you occupy yourself with things that are not yours, the kavod does not disappear. It accumulates. And accumulated weight without a channel of expression is called anguish. There is a second Hebrew term that deepens this in an extraordinary way. The word is nasa, N-A-S-A. Nasa means to carry, to bear, to lift. It is the same word used when the biblical text speaks of carrying sins, carrying responsibility, carrying a burden. But nasa is not suffering passively under the weight. Nasa is the active act of lifting something heavy and walking with it. It is the difference between being crushed by the weight and sustaining the weight with firm legs. When you try to live without kavod, when you run from the weight of what you are, the weight crushes you because it exists regardless of your acceptance. But when you say hineni, here I am, and accept the kavod as part of your identity, something changes. The weight remains, but now it has direction. It no longer crushes, it anchors. It gives gravity to your existence in a way that artificial lightness never did. Think of the people you admire most, the most authentic, the most impactful. They are not light, they carry something. You feel the weight of their presence when they enter the room. Not because they are arrogant or pretentious, but because they stopped running from their own kavod and accepted carrying it. They perform nasa. And there is a third concept that closes this equation and connects kavod to practical life. The word is avodah, A-V-O-D-A-H. In Hebrew, avodah is one of the most extraordinary words in existence because it simultaneously means three things: work, service, and worship. The same word, the same concept. In the Hebrew mind, there is no separation between working, serving, and worshipping. All three are manifestations of a single thing, the expression of kavod in the world. When you express your tselem through concrete action, when the weight you carry finds a way to manifest in the world, that is work, service, and worship at the same time. They are not three separate activities that you fit into your schedule. It is a single movement. The problem, and this is the central diagnosis of this video, is that most people have separated these three things. Work became an obligation, service became a weekend activity, worship became a Sunday ritual, and none of the three carries the real kavod. because kavod only manifests when the three are integrated. When what you do for a living is also what you do to serve, which is also what you do as an expression of your deepest essence, then the weight ceases to be anguish and becomes purpose. Not lightness, purpose. Because purpose is not light, purpose is heavy, but it is a weight that strengthens instead of crushing. Now I need to tell you the story of someone who lived the tension between fleeing from kavod and accepting it so dramatically that she became the paradigm of weight transformed into purpose. The story is of Esther. This woman was a Jew living in the Persian Empire, hiding her own identity. Think about it. She lived inside the king's palace, surrounded by luxury, with all material needs met, and the most essential thing about who she was hidden. Her tselem was covered, the kavod was suppressed, her true identity was buried under layers of adequacy and security. And it all worked. As long as the world around her didn't demand that she appear as who she really was, the performance of adequacy was enough, until the crisis came. Haman decreed the extermination of the Jews, and Mordecai, the cousin who had raised her, sent a message that is perhaps the most devastating question in the entire Bible. Who knows if it was not for a moment like this that you reached the position of queen? The expression in Hebrew is lit kazot, for a time such as this, not for all times, for this one. For this question is not about generic destiny. It is about specific kavod. Mordecai is saying, everything you lived through, being an orphan, the adoption, the beauty that took you to the palace, the hidden identity, all of that has weight. And the weight kept accumulating until it reached this exact point where it needs to be expressed, or it will destroy you from the inside, along with your people on the outside. Researchers from the Federal University of Pernambuco, in the field of the psychology of identity silencing, documented that the prolonged suppression of central aspects of identity produces not only psychological suffering, but a gradual deterioration of the capacity for action. The person does not just suffer, they progressively lose the ability to act congruently with their values. Esther had reached the point where suppression was no longer sustainable. The kavod demanded expression, and her response, "If I perish, I perish," is not fatalism. It is nasa. It is the act of lifting the weight and walking, even knowing that the weight might crush. Esther risked everything. She revealed her identity. She confronted power, and she saved an entire people. Not despite the weight. Because of the weight. The kavod she carried was exactly the resource needed for that specific moment. The second story is that of Gideon. This man was literally hiding when God found him. The text says he was threshing wheat in a winepress, a hole in the ground used for pressing grapes. Wheat is threshed on the threshing floor, high up, where the wind separates the chaff from the grain. Gideon was doing the work in the wrong place, hidden from the Midianites, afraid of being seen. And the angel arrived and said, "The Lord is with you, mighty man of valor." And Gideon's reaction is extraordinarily human. If the Lord is with us, why has all this happened to us? It is the question you ask at 3 in the morning. If there is purpose, why the pain? If there is kavod, why the anguish? And then Gideon added, "My family is the poorest in Manasseh, and I am the least in my father's house." Notice, he didn't say he didn't want it. He said he didn't deserve it. It is the worthiness block we saw with Isaiah in the previous video, but here with an additional layer. Gideon didn't just think he was unworthy. He thought he was too small for the weight. The kavod was too big. The nasa seemed impossible. And God did not argue. He didn't say, "You are great." He said, "Go in this your strength. In this one. Not in the strength you would like to have. Not in the strength you think is necessary. In this one. The one that exists now, the size it is, with all its insufficiencies." The Journal of Personality and Social Psychology published research demonstrating that individuals who perceive themselves as inadequate for high-demand tasks frequently possess the necessary competencies but operate with what researchers call self-efficacy discounting, a systematic reduction in the perception of one's own capabilities that does not correspond to actual capacity. Gideon was brave, but he didn't see himself that way. The perception was discounted. And the call was not for him to become someone different, it was for him to stop discounting who he already was. The kavod was already there. The nasa was possible with the strength that already existed. What was missing was to stop hiding in the winepress and go up to the threshing floor. The third story is of someone who carried a weight so visible, so concrete, so impossible to hide, that he became the most radical example of kavod transformed into mission. It is the story of Bartimaeus. This man was blind and a beggar. He sat by the roadside in Jericho every day begging for alms. At the Peshat level, the surface, he was invisible, a presence that people bypassed without looking. The weight he carried was not abstract, it was physical, daily, implacable. And when he heard that Jesus was passing by, he did something that contradicted all the logic of his social position. He shouted loudly, and when the crowd told him to be quiet, when the entire social system tried to suppress his voice, he shouted even louder. The text uses a Greek expression that is fundamental, polo malon, much more. He didn't just shout, he shouted much more. Researchers from the postgraduate program in social psychology at UFPR studied the phenomenon they call breaking conformity under social pressure, the act of manifesting with more intensity precisely when the environment demands silence. And the discovery was revealing. Individuals who break conformity in moments of pressure are not those who feel less fear. They are those who feel the weight of what they need to express as greater than the fear of rejection. It is kavod overcoming adequacy. The weight of what lives inside is stronger than the pressure of what comes from outside. Bartimaeus carried decades of darkness, decades of invisibility, decades of weight. And when the moment arrived, the kairos, he refused to waste it with polite silence, because the kavod he carried was too heavy to be contained by good manners. And what happened? Jesus stopped. In the middle of the crowd, in the middle of the road, in the middle of everything, he stopped and said, "Call him." Two details that change everything. First, Bartimaeus threw away his cloak. The cloak was a beggar's only possession, protection against the cold, a blanket, an identity. He threw away the cloak and went. He threw away the last layer of protection. He became completely exposed. And second, Jesus asked, "What do you want me to do for you?" He didn't assume, he didn't decide for him. He asked. And Bartimaeus' response was the purest form of hineni that exists. "Master, that I may see." He didn't ask for wealth. He didn't ask for position. He asked for vision. He asked for the ability to finally see himself, the world, the weight he carried, and that blindness had transformed into darkness, but which was always kavod waiting to become light. In the comments of this video, write the word "I carry." In capital letters, "I carry." This word is not a lament, it is a declaration. It is you saying, "I accept the weight of what I am. I stop fleeing to artificial lightness. I stop hiding my tselem in the winepress like Gideon. I stop suppressing my identity like Esther. I stop staying silent like Bartimaeus before the shout. I carry my kavod. With this strength I have, the size that I am. Right, I carry now." Let's get to the solution. Because accepting the kavod is the first step. Performing nasa, carrying the weight with firm legs, requires concrete movements. First movement, name the weight, not in vague terms, in specific terms. Take the notebook, the same Peshat notebook I suggested in the previous video, and write in one sentence, "The weight I carry and from which I flee is chua'ai." Complete it. It could be the desire to leave law and work in education. It could be the certainty that my marriage is over and I am prolonging it out of cowardice. It could be the artistic talent I buried at 20 because my father said artists starve. It could be anything. But it needs to be named. Because weight without a name crushes. Weight with a name can be carried. The Hospital das Clínicas of USP published research in its psychotherapy department showing that the simple act of naming, of transforming a diffuse experience into specific language, produces a measurable reduction in the body's stress response. Neuroscientists call this affective labeling. When you give a name to what you feel, the prefrontal cortex increases regulation over the amygdala, and the emotional weight becomes manageable. Naming doesn't solve it, but naming transforms the weight into something that can be held with the hands instead of crushing from within without form. Second movement, integrate avoda. Remember that avoda is work, service, and worship at the same time. The solution to existential misalignment is not to abandon everything and follow your heart irresponsibly. It is to find the point of integration. Ask yourself 3 questions. What would I do even without being paid? Who do I serve when I'm at my best? And when do I feel most whole, most like myself? If the answer to these 3 questions points in the same direction, you have found your avoda. If they point in different directions, you are fragmented. Work is one thing, service is another, and authentic expression is something you do in your spare time. Fragmentation is what generates weight without direction. Integration is what transforms weight into purpose. Oxford University published in the field of occupational psychology a longitudinal study showing that individuals who perceive their work as simultaneously productive, useful to others, and expressive of their own identity present consistently higher levels of psychological well-being, and, notably, higher levels of productivity as well. Integration does not sacrifice effectiveness. It multiplies it. Third movement. Go up from the wine press to the threshing floor. This is a practical metaphor. The wine press is the hidden place. The threshing floor is the exposed place high up, where the wind can do the work of separation. Gideon threshed wheat in the winepress because he was afraid of being seen. But wheat cannot be cleaned in the winepress. It needs the wind. Is there something in your life you are doing in hiding that needs to be done in public? Is there a talent you exercise in secret that needs exposure? Is there a truth you carry in silence that needs a voice? The threshing floor is scary because it is vulnerable. High up without walls, anyone can see you. But it is precisely the wind, the exposure, the discomfort, the risk that separates the wheat from the chaff, that separates the essential from the accidental, that cleans what needs to be cleaned so the grain can appear. You will not discover what you are made of while you are in the winepress. Researchers from the University of Cambridge published a study on competency development, showing that latent skills only become effective competencies when exercised in contexts of real exposure, not in controlled or private environments. Private practice maintains the skill. Public exposure transforms the skill into capacity. Going up from the wine press to the threshing floor is accepting that kavod was made to be seen, not to be hidden in the ground. Activate the notification bell now, because in the next video, I will close the arc we started in this series, connecting all the concepts, kairos, gala, kara, sela, pa-ds, tselem, kavod, into a unified map that will give you the complete vision of what is happening in your life and where everything is leading you. Now, before closing, I need to tell you something about weight that might change the way you wake up tomorrow. Our culture teaches that the goal of life is to be light, to let go, to detach, to float. And there is truth in that. There are weights that are not yours and that need to be dropped. But there is a weight that is yours. That was born with you. That was shaped by every experience you lived. And this weight was not made to be dropped. It was made to be carried, not as a burden, as a foundation. When a building is constructed, the first thing done is to ensure the foundation is heavy enough to sustain what comes on top. A light foundation is a fragile foundation. It is the weight of the foundation that gives stability to the entire structure. Your kavod is your foundation. Without it, you are light but unstable. Any wind moves you. Any crisis topples you. Any opinion redefines you. With it, you are heavy but unshakable, anchored, present, real. Esther carried the weight of a hidden identity, and when she accepted the Nasa, she saved a people. Gideon carried the weight of a calling that seemed too big, and when he left the winepress, he liberated a nation. Bartimaeus carried the weight of decades of darkness, and when he shouted louder than the crowd, he received vision. None of them became lighter, they became stronger. The weight did not decrease, the capacity to carry it is what increased. Share this video with someone who is running from their own weight, someone who anesthetizes themselves with distraction, who occupies themselves with what doesn't matter so as not to face what does, who feels an anguish they cannot explain. This person needs to know that anguish is not a disease. It is kavod without a channel. It is weight without nasa. It is glory without avodah. And the solution is not to get lighter. It is to get stronger. Kavod NASA, Avoda. The weight you carry is not your problem, it is your purpose. Stop running from it, stand up, carry it, and go up from the winepress to the threshing floor. The wind is waiting.
Attention, you need to prepare now. I put together an exclusive resource for those who feel set apart for something greater, but live surrounded by noise, distractions, and mental overload. This is a 30-day journey that will transform your life, a guided path to armor your mind and prepare for what's coming, with daily practices of focus, boundaries, and discipline. Stop negotiating with the noise. Learn to spot distractions before they control you and strengthen your mind. Also available in an immersive audio version. Over 10,000 readers have already transformed their lives through the 30-day journey. Thousands of people have already started this transformation. People like you, who were tired of living in the fog, ordinary people who decided to stop accepting mental chaos. Take advantage of this limited time offer only this month. Access your link just below in the pinned comment.